Anyways, yeah. So I was in this house in Alston this summer, and a lot of the people that happened to live there last school year needed to leave for the summer about
Right.
mid-July. They were here for summer one, and they needed to find these subletters. But for some reason, we as a house did not look for subletters until like the week before. So we resorted to Craigslist and Facebook at that point, and we found a lot of people. And our we we pretty much let anyone like take a look at the house, and one of them was a 60-year-old man who seemed very nice. His name was Paul, and it was just really confusing. Our housemate walks downstairs and opens the door to this guy with a Gandalf beard. He's like, "Are you looking at the house?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm Paul." And so we showed him around, and he was great. He's a really funny guy, and he was willing to take the worst room in the house and pay the same amount of rent. And so we was a taker. We asked a couple more questions after the fact, just like why would he, like a 6-year-old man, want to live with a bunch of 19-year-olds and 20-year-olds? And he just really liked the location near the highway, and he plays in a baseball league. And he said he's fine with living with a bunch of college kids if they're fine with living with a wizard. So we were like, who is this man? We said sold. We kind of like want to find out who this
why
guy
not
is.
live with Gandalf for the summer, dude?
yeah.
Yeah.
And he had this like,
So
what also like we were like, why not, was when he said he had a rabbit named Penelope Pickles. And so this guy was great. And so we were kind of unsure about him going into it, but we also needed one more person. So we looked around and we found this guy named I won't say his name. We'll say his name is Ezekiel. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that
Cool.
sounds good for us.
Yeah, Ezekiel.
Ezekiel. Let's talk
He
about
was, like,
Ezekiel.
Mid-30s, and he was also interested. He seemed like a great guy. He was like kind of fratty, and he was an engineer, and both of them were engineers actually, and they were very professional. And he was also a taker, and he like worked at this brewery, and so it was cool. Like he was like telling us all about like designing the brewery and stuff like that. And so he seemed like a really nice guy. So we've got these two really, I mean, adult-like people living in the house with a bunch of 19-year-olds. So it felt like a lot of, like there were strangers in the house, but it was okay. Like we were willing to like make some new friends. And so yeah, as time went by, the 60-year-old kind of kept to himself downstairs, and we were fine with that. But the 30-year-old, Ezekiel, well, he like kind of just became more and more like touchy and like kind of like having everyone's business and stuff, and he thought he was one of the boys. And like we were willing to like, you know, include him and stuff, but it was started just kind of becoming weird when he like, I mean, he's like a good 10 years older than us, and he was trying to act like he was just like one of us.
I'm just gonna fix your mic.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Is this good?
Yeah, that's better.
Can you guys hear me better?
Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, and anyway, so I just always had this weird feeling about him, but everyone else loved him. So I was like, I guess maybe I'm just the one being weird. So flash forward another 2 weeks or so, and this is 2 weeks of him living in the house. Paul still, we haven't seen Paul. Like he might be a wizard because we just never saw him, honestly. Like
he's just transporting all across the world.
like we just never saw him. Like I saw him watching Oprah once, and that was it. Like I never even introduced myself to him.
Wait,
ever.
is Oprah still on?
I don't know. That's the thing. So it was great. Like I ended up leaving for Montana. I was going to a family reunion in Glacier National Park, which was awesome. And I get all these text messages on Messenger, and they're like, so Ezekiel is really fucked up right now on something, been banging stuff and yelling. A few of us saw him last night, and he was not okay. Just wanted to make sure you guys were all okay. And then
so you got that from your...
That was just from like another housemate. We have 9 guys in this house, by the way. So it's a lot of people. And we're all like really close. So we have this like group chat. We made it without Ezekiel.
Right,
just
that makes
because
sense.
like we
that
can't be
makes sense.
saying like he's doing all this stuff and he knows it. So yeah, he apparently was banging on people's doors, and we found knives everywhere sooner in like the backyard, and he's yelling and throwing stuff, and it sounded like he was doing construction work in the attic, which is where he lives. We're like, what is this guy doing? And like we saw this like hole in the roof one time. We're like, what is this?
Oh, you don't want a hole in your
Yeah,
roof.
no, we don't.
You don't.
So
This dude's insane.
yeah, and like
Yeah, like I certified.
the next day I was like, I don't even know what to do. I'm out of town. I don't really care. And the next day it got worse. He was like apparently on the roof, and he was like soaking wet in the slime, and he started like screaming outside and yelling at people and banging on people's doors more. And he like people could hear him in the middle of the night just breathing outside their door, like
What?
yeah. And then
Oh my
he like was
God.
trying
Dude,
to confront
imagine.
people like fighting them too. He's like, get out here, like I want to fight you, and like because you live in Pittsburgh, and we're like, like why does that matter at all?
Relax, dude.
Yeah, like chill out, like,
Dude,
Ezekiel.
I guess he really hates Pittsburgh.
I
bro.
know. So this guy's like unsafe. We try to look up his criminal record, and just a side note, though, all these like online things, they all like try to taunt you and like say like that he's super dangerous because they want like the money, because you have to pay money for these records. So
Wait,
just so you know,
is it legal?
Really?
Like, you can just find people's like criminal records online?
you can, but I guess you have to pay for it, because I just went through this like 30-minute process, like in 2 different websites, just trying to figure out what he's done. And
That's kind of dumb.
yeah, it's stupid.
I
It's
think they
just
should have
it's a
better,
scam.
better
Yeah.
access to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Wait,
Like you should be able to find out if people are criminals or
Yeah,
not,
you
especially with
should.
the technology now. Like
Yeah.
I was, but like if it is like possible to just find it, why wouldn't it just be on a government like
well, yeah, that's
Exactly.
that's what I'm
government
saying.
lookup like or something?
No,
like
that's
that?
what I'm saying.
That's what I tried. I tried everything. And
So it's
there
just
was
not
all
on, like,
these-
a
I mean, there's a
government
lot of
website.
those like
Yeah.
background checks, like typically when companies or schools are doing background checks, like they have like either somewhere they outsource it to or some sort of subscription they pay for.
Yeah.
kind
Oh,
of
so it's
stuff.
not the actual.
Right,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
You can do it
Interesting.
for I think there's like if you commit a certain offense, you'll show up on like
Like
I
on a
think the
registry-
sex offenders.
sex
and stuff-
offenders
yeah,
like
stuff
is
like
an
that.
example. Yeah.
Because like yeah, no
So-
one no one wants to do that. That
Yeah,
would be really
obviously.
bad. So yeah, so we looked him up everywhere on the sex
Yeah.
offenders. Like luckily he wasn't that, but he ended up actually being summoned to court. We just got a letter in the mail that
Oh.
he actually is in court for something right now.
But
But
you didn't
we,
open
we didn't
yeah.
open it obviously, but it just says like
Summons.
Ezekiel's summoned to court, like
Damn.
court summons or something like that.
God.
And we're like, we really want to open this up, but it's illegal, so we left
Yeah,
it alone.
That's a very smart
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I was in Montana when all this happened, but it just got worse and worse, and like people were like thinking about confronting him or calling the police, and we just didn't know what to do. And we ended up letting it go because he calmed down after 3 days.
Right.
It took a while. We're like, what was this guy on, like drugs, or is he like
Like a bend. You just
Yeah.
thought it was a bender.
or like something like that? Yeah, we thought maybe like that's just the way he is. He acted like nothing happened when I got back, and he like apologized to
That's-
people. He's like, oh, I'm sorry if I did anything. Here, I'll do a cookout for you guys, and he like bought all this lobster for us, and like
So
it
like,
was, like-
did he ever say like why that happened?
nothing.
No.
No mention of anything. He said he got drunk one night with his friend, and that was it. But we don't know what this friend is. We never saw anyone. So it was just a little weird. Everything
Yeah,
was
dude.
really sketchy.
It's actually like super hard to like trust people, especially like
yeah.
if like he was get someone in your house getting drunk like that, you kind of want them to be transparent as to like why they're behaving that way, because like it's your space too.
Yeah.
To be honest, like that's fucking weird, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just really like weird and unsettling. So we just never really could trust him, and we just wanted to get through the summer and get him out of there, just because he's like, it's a stranger in your house, and now this guy's kind of dangerous
Also,
too.
yeah, you don't know how he's gonna act if you kick him out.
Yeah,
too.
Oh
exactly.
yeah, that must have been frightening.
Yeah.
Oh well, I mean, that was the first time. Like the second time got way worse, and this was the last week of summer.
Oh my
And this
God.
is where things got like escalated really badly. Actually, like
It wasn't bad before.
What?
Yeah, it was like
It wasn't
I
bad
didn't expect the second time.
No,
Like,
we didn't either. We thought it was chill. Like he cooked for us. We got lobster. He started chilling us.
He
us
cooked
again.
lobster for you all.
Yeah.
What was this dude doing, by the way?
We
Like-
don't. Oh, chemical engineer.
it's the chemicals, dude.
But hey, dude, I 100% I would believe
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But like was he like actively working like during that
Yeah,
time?
he was. Yeah.
So he was going
Until
like,
the
during
second time. The second time he happened, he quit his job, and he's
Oh,
like, "Guess what, guys? I'm gonna go on I'm thinking I'm just gonna drink every single day this week." So that's when we found out he's just like a drunk alcoholic guy.
Yeah.
And it was way worse this time because we would see him, like I would wake up this in the morning, and I would walk out and I would just see him staring at me. He's shirtless, like covered in water, and he's like breathing really heavily, and like his eyes are like he looks like demented, and he's just staring
Jeez.
at me. He's like, "Hey man, like where have you been?" And like he like would follow me into the bathroom, and I would like have to like get him out of there. And it was just really weird.
I was like, dude, the fuck, I
Yeah.
was sleeping, bro.
Yeah, I was like, it's a Monday morning. I don't want to deal with this.
Yeah.
And one of those
Dude.
that Monday morning, also I step into water, a puddle of water, when I walk out my room, and I'm like, what is this water? And I follow it,
Oh,
and
that's
it's
so
to-
creepy. That's
it's to this bouquet of flowers that he gave to this girl that also lives in our house. He wrote a card to her, and it was like, "Hi, Maddie. I just wanted to check in with you. I really care about you. Thanks for putting up with me this whole summer. Stay safe out there. Like, heart."
He's 30,
Ezekiel. Yeah.
and she's what, 19 or 20?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
that's
fucking
so
so creepy.
creepy. That's so
dude.
creepy.
And he was like apparently waiting outside our door to wake up too. He just like waits outside our
No,
doors
dude.
apparently. That's just the
Dude,
thing
that's
he
just-
does.
oh my god.
Yeah.
Dude, I wouldn't want to leave my room. in the
No, I
morning.
would
I
be-
literally
I would
wouldn't
be
want to wake
frightened.
up. I'd be
Yeah.
like, this dude is outside my door right now.
Yeah. So that was weird. And then like as the week went on, it got worse and worse. Decided to live outside for like 4 days straight, like off of like liquor that he bought from the store.
Wait, so he was
We don't really
wh-
keep
where
anything in the
outside?
house. Like we don't keep anything in the house.
Yeah,
so
that's
like
smart.
he just like I don't even know how like he must have just went to these liquor stores and bought all this stuff. I mean,
Like
this
a
guy
lot.
like handles upon handles because they just kept ending up in this recycling bin and they're all on this table. We're like, how is this guy still alive if he hasn't eaten food? Well, he ended up eating our food actually. He would go into our refrigerator and eat stuff, and
Damn.
so yeah, and he started like chucking cranberries at the ground. He would have these like crazy attacks where he's like on the ground rolling in this like grass and mud, like. And
Where's
like when I would
Gandalf?
come home from work,
So when he was living outside in your backyard.
yeah, in our backyard, and he would like wait for us and growl at us and stuff like
What?
that. Yeah, it just got worse and worse.
Wait, so he had a room but chose to live in the backyard?
Yeah, for like a couple days straight. Like I would get home at night and I would see something just like scuffling around. I'm like, oh, it must be a rat. But no, it was Ezekiel.
Oh my
Like,
It's
god.
Ezekiel.
Ezekiel strikes
My
again.
God.
yeah,
bro.
it was just so whack, and like it just got worse and worse. And we ended up kicking him out. We're like, you got to go. And the guy that said it to him has a car. And he went driving that night, and the car broke down. We're like, that's weird. We pushed the
No.
car back to a mechanic. And the mechanic said something was put in his gas tank.
Dude.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Dude, tell me, like, that has to be that dude.
I
That
don't
has
know.
to be
It's
Ezekiel.
just it's a
No,
Well,
little
it
weird.
has
Yeah.
to be Ezekiel.
Yeah.
It
Where's
def-
Gandalf this entire time?
There's yeah.
Oh,
yo,
Gandalf's just gone. Like I've never met him at this point at all. I
But
just
he's
saw him
living.
watching
You
Oprah.
know he's living
Yeah,
there. But yeah, you haven't met him.
No, never.
Wait, you still live there,
Yeah,
and he still lives there.
yeah. Everyone's still living there. And Ezekiel's going off.
Bro, this
crazy.
must have been the craziest house to live in. Like, actually,
It was so bad.
it must have been.
I wanted to just go
fright.
home. Honestly, I was like, I don't want to deal with this guy anymore. Like I felt like more safe at work than like at home.
Dude, that
Like
fuck-
I was
that's
ready to
terrible.
like fight if I needed to.
No,
but like
that's good.
it's just weird
That's,
because like what was this guy doing? Like also I got like randomly sick one night and it was.
Yeah.
Like we found out that he was tampering with our food. He was tampering with the gas tank. Like what is he putting stuff in our food? Like he was eating my pasta. Like it was just really weird. Oh, and then like there was this whole kitchen mess too where like I woke up one day, walk outside, and the whole kitchen's covered in ash and I'm like, what on earth happened?
What?
And this thing in the oven caught on fire and it was like an entire packaging, plastic and all. Like he didn't take anything out of the box. He just threw it in the oven,
That's
turned
so
it on.
crackhead.
Yeah.
That is crackhead.
Yeah.
I think he was. I think he might have been like.
He
Like,
ruined
no,
it.
that's definitely drugs, dude. That's
Yeah.
not booze.
Yeah, that.
I mean, the
yeah.
rolling in the ground, I think it was
Yeah.
something other than booze.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think there might be something like mentally just
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah.
That is.
So yeah, it was a crazy summer and he ended up just leaving one day, like he ran away shirtless and that was it. So
He
Oh.
ran away shirtless.
Wait,
This
wait.
dude just ran away shirtless, like into the sunset. Just never
Dude,
saw
that's a
him again.
movie. That's a
Right,
movie. That's
yeah.
actually.
uh,
And that was actually how Joaquin Phoenix filmed the Joker. that was actually him.
yeah, that documentary. And the next day a painting appeared in our stairwell
Dude.
and it was just I'll show it to you guys right now just so
That's
you guys
so-
can have some reference. It's pretty scary, honestly. Like it says some weird stuff on it. This was what it says.
Oh my god.
It says make good choices all over it. And there's like this weird slime on it. And we're not
Ew.
sure where it came from.
What is it like made out of cardboard? Or
We don't
wood?
know where he got it.
Wait. So
It's like so. Just for people who are like listening,
Let me take a look.
it's like it's like a rectangle with a bunch of purple and like black stripes.
So he left us after he moved out.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
So he came back.
Yeah.
and it
put
said
it-
it has like a box on the rectangle that says "Make good choices," very much in serial killer handwriting, or like the like
Yeah.
all capital serial killer. Like,
Oh, what the hell?
yeah,
is
dude,
this, bro?
dude.
What
dude,
is
dude,
this,
dude.
bro?
Yeah, that's bad.
Oh my god!
Imagine
Yo,
showing
this is
up,
some Son of Sam shit. What is? Oh my god!
bro.
It
That's
was really
like I
bad.
actually think you could make a crazy horror movie out of that.
Yeah,
whole
we're still a
experience.
little like unsettled by it. Just
Dude,
'cause,
I can
like,
imagine.
dude.
how first of all, how did he get to the ceiling, this high ceiling that's 12 feet up? Like, how did he get
Oh,
up
so
there?
it's
Like high up, and like, how did none of us hear him in the middle of the night doing that? Because he's usually loud, obviously, because he's like doing
Yeah.
construction work
He
upstairs
just
and
like
stuff.
snuck in.
and this was
Yeah.
after you thought he left.
Yeah, this is after he ran away in the sunset.
What do you mean by ran away in the sunset? We
Like,
have
he
to,
just ran away. Like, you're leaving, and then he's like, ah, and then he like ran off, and then
So
that
you
was it.
tell him, hey man, you're crazy. You
Yeah.
gotta get out of here. And he just wait, does he have his shirt or
He
did
just
he take his
doodle
shirt
bobs
off?
off.
No,
into
no,
the
it was
distance.
already off.
It was already off. So then he just dips out.
Yeah. So we still have like a lot of his like clothing. Like some of it's gone. Like I think he must have taken some of it. But like
No, dude, that's so weird,
Yeah.
bro. You guys gotta lock that door.
yeah.
the
So like
front
yeah,
door.
we lock doors now.
Yeah.
That's like a good thing.
Yeah. It was just like
So that's the same place you're living now?
yeah.
Okay.
Ezekiel, please don't come back.
Ezekiel,
If you're out there.
please, man. We're just some college kids. He's a good guy.
Yeah,
Grayson's a good
we were
guy.
very nice
Come
to you.
on, come on. Grayson's a good guy. Like,
Yeah.
damn, man. I'm very sorry that happened, but
Well,
like,
at least everyone's
Yeah,
like, good now.
yeah,
and,
everything-
like,
everybody's
everyone's
safe.
We were really
everybody-
worried.
Yeah,
Honestly.
I'm just
Yeah.
glad nothing happened.
We
and
were ready to
thankfully-
like
thank-
sacrifice someone if we all just
Yeah.
group attacked them.
Dude, yeah.
Like we might have been able to like.
Did you ever think about calling the police though?
Yeah, we constantly were thinking about it, and it's just a little weird, like how to handle things, because he just like knows where we live now, and like there was like a lot of other underlying things like money wise and stuff, like he hadn't paid rent, so we were just like really tight on all that, and so it was just like really we were kind of like trapped and just like living with him for the rest of the summer.